Here we are in the island of Santa Cruz. The location where we landed this afternoon is called Las Bachas and is a sanctuary for marine turtles to nest. Every year they come by the thousands and they will produce this beautiful landscape of mini craters along the sand dunes. Or not. The entire archipelago, all the collection of islands that we have in the Galapagos were made by volcanic eruption, meaning that at the beginning there was absolutely no life. If during the eruptions a seed was to fall from the feathers of a bird that was passing by, it will just evaporate in the lava. Among the birds that visit this area are not only the residents from the Galapagos, such as frigate birds or pelicans or blue-footed boobies, but we also have a number of migrant birds that come from the North American continent, and they begin to arrive precisely these days, as tomorrow is the beginning of fall, 21st of September. This is your first taste of the Galapagos. Today, you are going to be surrounded, and within this week, with fearless creatures. This is a place that we cannot explain in any kind of media. You know, we've tried books, videos, we have tried movies, documentaries, anything that you can imagine. But having this feeling of being surrounded with creatures that welcomes you into this world is surreal. So we're very happy that you're here. Today we're going to be surrounded by frigate birds, blue-footed boobies, iguanas, sea lions, you never know. And this is why we call this a journey of discovery, an expedition, because we don't know what is awaiting out there. You can see the egg right in front of the female. Yeah, you make sure you take a picture because she's gonna cover it like right away. Make sure you take pictures because she's gonna cover it. Take pictures like right away from that egg, the only egg of the frigate bird. This is a Nat Geo moment. Okay, there is a thief coming in. We're always asked not to humanize animals, but I think it's time for us to understand that we live under the same roof. We have a lot of similarities and of course differences, but it's important for us to understand that we can coexist. Ecuador made the Galapagos a national park since 1959. And we're very proud. We're very proud because I think this is one of the last places in the world where you have the opportunity to coexist with wildlife. You know? And so not many people will make it this far. Yeah, it's coming back. This one is coming back. Have your cameras ready. This one is coming back. Look at this wet feet. Have your cameras ready. Look at the wet feet. Look at the wet feet. All right. We're visiting the island of Rabida today, and this afternoon we're planning on going farther into the island on a beautiful hike to learn about the flora of the Galapagos Islands. This is the red island of the Galapagos. Very high concentrations of iron right here everywhere. Why is it called Rabida? Rabida is the name of the Catholic convent where Christopher Columbus left his son while he was traveling around the world. This is an iconic island. The reason being is the red coloration everywhere. This is the red island of the Galapagos. But another strong male that comes out in the neighborhood, and he We were lucky this afternoon to find a Galapagos snake eating a male lava lizard. This is a very rare sighting. You do see snakes and lizards. Snakes are pretty rare. And it's even more rare to see the interaction among a prey and a predator happening right in front of your eyes.
We probably won't have any other chance to see something like this.
Oh, it gave up.
He gave up. Too big for that, definitely. And this one is hilarious. Mira esta de acá. Mira, mira.
So everybody, welcome to the island of Fernandina. That's the name of this island. We already had a preview of the island, a little taste of it. But you're hiking on the youngest of the Galapagos Islands. This is about 75,000 years to 300,000 years. One of the highlights of Fernandina Island are the marine iguanas of the Galapagos. We get hundreds of these marine reptiles. They're actually sitting on the black lava and just basking under the sun. This is one of the endemic species of the Galapagos. But what makes him so unique is also the fact that this is the only marine iguana in the planet. Wow, we really have many senses. When it comes to talk about evolution, we cannot get a better example than the Galapagos flightless cormorant. Out of the many species of cormorants in the planet, this is the only one that is flightless. One of the best evolutionary trade-offs, where these birds reduce the size of their wings, but increase the length and strength of their legs. This is a bird only found on the western side of the Galapagos, and we had the chance to enjoy watching this unique example of evolution in the Enchanted Islands today on Fernandina.
absolutely amazing how close you can get to the wildlife. It's not afraid of you, and in fact you have to be careful not to step on something as it crosses a trail. We're just so fortunate to be able to come here and observe all this wildlife.
So, what I was saying before, those boulders actually move with the waves, so they really act like a grinding teeth. And then the collapse comes at once. And it has happened in the past that rocks from the very top, you know, like a slice, just come down at the same time. So when we snorkel over here, what we find is the big chunks of rock everywhere. Pero cuando están en mar abierta no hay nadie, están solitas, se llenan de algas. A lot of fish.
The name of this place is Urbina Bay, and the name of this island is Isabella. We saw Isabella yesterday from the Zodiac. This morning we're going to walk on the area that is on the foothills of that volcano over there, which is Alcedo volcano, where you are standing up, and all the area we're going to walk this morning are areas that used to be under the water until the early, probably beginning of 1954. These giant tortoise we found it dead actually a couple years ago, several months ago. These giant tortoise, when we found it, it was looking as if it was sleeping. Nobody noticed it was dead until we came back 2 weeks later, and it was dead in the same spot we left it 2 weeks before that.
But they don't have the same one. This one? Let's go. Yep. Back down here, my dad
We would be on a small bus.
Oh, you didn't drive yourself. What did you drive yourself?
We had
Oh, no, that's even worse.
So we are in the island of Santiago. Early in this morning we disembarked in this gorgeous beach called Espumilla, and our mission today is to get good pictures.
It is the apex predator.
Please try different perspectives. Don't shoot only at your eye level, try the lower level, try higher level, put your camera higher, and then rotate a little bit to see if the background changes and the view changes. So the reason why we disembark at this time of the morning is because we have a better light. Light early in the morning and late in the afternoon are understood to be the best kind of lighting that we can get. It's because it's warmer light in a way, not so harsh as in the midday, and also it casts shadows that are always interesting. At the same time, we get the chance to see things from a different perspective from the normal, which makes pictures even more interesting.
This afternoon we're visiting the beautiful island of Santiago, a visitor site named Puerto Egas, and here this island is full of wonders. You have a lot of things to see here, a lot of land birds. Then you also have sample of the native and endemic vegetation that was collected by Darwin when he was here in 1835. This island offers you also the possibility of seeing those fur seals, the small colony of fur seals, that once they were almost at the border of extinction because they were hunted by the fur seal hunters after the whalers came here to the island in the 18th century.
Welcome to Santa Cruz Island. Today we're located on the town of Puerto Llora. Here's where we find the two institutions that work together for conservation's sake. The Galapagos National Park Service and the Charles Darwin Research Station. Today is going to be Giant Tortoise Day. We will have the opportunity in the morning to see the Giant Tortoises program, the rearing center, where we'll see the big guys, over 500 pounds. So in 1959, Ecuador declares the Galapagos a national park. 5 years afterwards, the Charles Darwin Research Station came into place. So now we had the regulations from the government, and then the research station tells us how to manage this wonderful place called the Galapagos. What you see here is the whole population of one island called Español Island. We did an inventory and we had only girls. Eventually, the San Diego Zoo called up and it says, we have a boy from Español Island. So Mighty Diego, or Super Diego, came back here to the Galapagos. He walked right into this corral, and now he is the very proud father of over 2,000 babies.
Oh my goodness, you have no idea what we have done to that poor little thing.
Okay, so here is Adriano, and Adriano is the owner of the farm, and what he's doing is not a show. So we have not brought you to see a show of something old-fashioned, something that happened a long time ago. So this is the way how he used to earn his living. So he's been in this business for many, many years, since the 60s more or less, since he owns this farm. And well, this type of way of producing brown sugar is disappearing because today that has been transformed into a modern machine that works with electricity.
Basically, smashing it out for like 20 minutes.
And in patience here, I got this.
As you saw the wings.
Ah, look at that.
The guy does it better than I can.
Separate the chef. Yeah. Is it good?
If you had a choice in the supermarket, those beautiful yellow ones and these ones, you would go for the yellow ones. But at the time you taste these ones, they taste nowhere near like the other ones. These are the organic ones, natural ones, very sweet, very good. And you will see that it accelerates the process. Soon more is going to come out. Okay, so who wants to try some of this?
Yes. Yes. A little one.
Can I have just a little?
Just a little. Yes,
Oh, that's
there,
fine.
that's for you. You folks?
Oh yeah.
Little's more than enough, right?
That'll warm you up.
So the National Geographic Endeavour took us to Santa Cruz Island today, and after visiting the breeding center of the national park this morning, we wanted to see the giant tortoises in the wild. So we headed to the highlands of Santa Cruz. You can only think of how many tortoises you can see in the highlands, especially if there are shrubs and plants all over. But we were surprised today to find actually a large number of tortoises. All of these tortoises are living in the wild, and they have learned how to coexist with a lot of the species that nowadays have taken over their habitat. And then the tortoises get into the ponds and cover themselves in the pond. Males and females hang out in the islands when they're sexually mature. Over millions of years, the giant tortoises of the Galapagos have taken the humid zone as the vegetation zone to inhabit. But introduced animals brought by humans have depleted the population after whalers, pirates, buccaneers in the 17th centuries took thousands of them as food. Remember that tortoises can live up to 2 years without food and water. That was one of the main reasons why humans took them as food in the 17th centuries.
this is a unique place, and we've all heard it before, and that's why we're here. And but this is truly unique, and we have a new appreciation for how unique it is after this week. You know, it's iconic. It's iconic. I mean, there are so many other wonderful things that we're seeing in the Galapagos, and such a thrill.